Let's just keep on coming. The Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women's Championship as the second semi-final has six times winners. South Africa up against losing finalists on one occasion. Namibia with Zambia waiting for a winner in the final. We are at the Isaac Wilson Stadium, KwaZulu, where well, the fans have done their bit to ensure we have an atmosphere to work with. The numbers have kept growing during the course of today, and I'll tell you what, we have a nice, healthy turnout here with many South Africans coming up in the hope to be the 12th man that moves South Africa forward into a final berth against Zambia. For the opponents here in Namibia, they've gotten stronger and stronger as this tournament has gotten on. As Buddy pointed out earlier, they certainly are a side that will be looking for the upset here against South Africa. They, of course, will also be encouraged by the numbers out in the stands in an effort to try and silence the crowd. They'll look to be the first to score here and maybe, just maybe, throw South Africa off their course just a bit as this final gets underway. So many star players on either side to keep an eye on, including the lady in your picture, Coleman, who's been so important to the Namibian cause up to this point. So we get closer and closer to the moment of truth here. But now, time for the national anthem.
For the national anthem of Namibia. And now, the national anthem of South Africa.
South Africa, winners of Group A up against Namibia, the best runners-up in this tournament, having come out of Group B. Had to battle for their place in Group B here, and we'll know exactly what they're up against in as far as the ladies in gold, the old gold with a touch of green, of course, representing the host nation. They've chopped and changed their squad right through this tournament. Simpua Dudu and her technical team. So the Lupton Dimeni, who's continued to have a stunning tournament, minus the goal she's looking for so far. Shamasa has a couple of goals here and is worth keeping an eye on. Kailani has been so impressive in the middle of the park, whilst it's also defensively has been sound and has helped South Africa play out from the back. This has squad with 3 changes, with Makakula, Sanson, and Mohale coming back into the fold. So, Spirit Lulu looking for a good start up against this Namibian side, of course, looking to put their best foot forward here. Cooper, as I mentioned earlier, now fit and is a late inclusion up into this team, with Billender making way for her in the starting 11, with Cooper having passed the late fitness test. Watch out as well for Nwanda with a couple of goals. Coleman is always a threat out in the attacking areas. She is talented, does bring a lot to this Namibian team on the front foot. Left referee Itumeleng Mateja from Botswana looking for a good showing here in the semi-final, along with her assistants, everybody involved here. Will they look to put their best foot forward, but with a lot at stake, with South Africa and Namibia looking to battle for a place with Zambia in the final. Keep in mind, we will have a new champion. She'll be very much aware of that. Simpue Lulu, and a little bit earlier, well, a special guest come through and greet her in the moments during the build-up, and you can see the relationship between the two. Then with Desiree Ellis, of course, coming through to give her support to a South African side, you could argue a junior South African side that's done so well under Zulu. They've entertained, they've scored goals, they've showed great determination to earn their place in the final here, even with Mozambique looking to be stubborn and to stand in the way. The side led by Tato Letozo have been outstanding up until this point. Will it be them, or will it be Namibia in the final against Zambia? Well, we find out together over the next 90. Namibia in the white, South Africa in the gold. Easy to separate these two sides. Namibia attacking the right, South Africa attacking the left. Paulus Shipanga, hoping to see the very best from his side here, led, of course, by Coleman. We'll have Yates in the attacking areas alongside her. And keep an eye out on Wanda wearing the number 17 jersey as Namibia gets this game underway immediately. They look to get onto the front foot then. Second place finishes in their group, a tough group that has Zambia in it. They stumbled against Zambia, understandably, did the Namibians, but went on to do the business in the games that remained in that group to ensure they earned themselves a semi-final berth. I don't think they would have been in many people's books to make the semi-finals. The Namibians, not the first time they've done so in their history. They will be looking to ensure here that they do stay competitive, especially in the middle of the park against the likes of Kailani on the ball now. It's the Namibians that win it back here and have Cooper looking for the movement then from strike partner. The pass not angled well enough to find later. The touches, including a little bit of a shot from behind and on Kailani. Operates to the middle of the park with class. And was up against the Mozambicans, but continued to show her class, earning or keeping her place in the starting 11. Here's Sampson, who's coming in for a first start of this tournament. Has got a goal out at the Madiba Stadium in what was an impressive showing coming off the bench. She'll operate out wide on that right side, has touches that at times will bring the crowd into it. And she combines well then with Limeni. Kailani working it back here. It's also under pressure from Coleman. That's nicely done from the Namibian captain. In need of a bit of support. She's isolated here, winning the throw-in on this near side. To offer apologies is the South African captain. I'll be wary of her ability to play out from the back here as Coleman Puts it in towards the far posts. No problems for South Africa in cleaning up. So, this is what she does well. Helping play out from the back. Makama out on the far side. Sampson with a touch that once again brings the crowd to life. South Africa get it into that box. The attempt then on the far post. Probably up in Namibia who eventually will be happy to see Mateus smother the ball. That's as soon as South Africa work it out wide into that final third, problems for Namibia as you would expect. That's when South Africa looks strong and menacing with the likes of Dimeni in the box. Ooh, touch in there from Shamasi. I'm the most confident. I do believe she may have gotten there before the defender. Dimeni just needed a touch. Numbers have improved impressively throughout the Isaac Wilson Stadium. As you can see in the top grandstand, there's also the grandstand to the left and right of your picture. As you glance to your right, you'll see there's good numbers out there. Even on the main grandstand, it's good numbers. The crowd that's very much involved in the game here, appreciating the little moments Sampson has given them out on that far side, the moments of skill. And looking to Nemani, nice touch. Sampson again coming into it. Good movement of the ball here. As South Africa look to work it into that final third. It's Sampson still. Elan does well to avoid the challenge. Forced out wide, and in the end it will be a throw-in to the Namibians. Good positive start for South Africa inside the opening 5 minutes. We heard Lulu speaking Tumbali before this game got underway, mentioned the importance of starting with energy and taking the game to the Namibians. And, well, that's exactly what she's gotten here in these early stages. Plenty of energy, especially from that far side. With Namibia yet to get going in the smash. That's good work by Shamasi to win it back. Looking to Nemani, she's combined well time and again with the Sampson. Stay down here. South Africa look to push on. They'll continue to play, will they? With their striker down. Yep, they will. Red boy. What the header? Eventually ball out of play here. I can't tell you, South Africa with a couple of ladies down on the far side. It's Dimeni as well as Sampson. That's in need of attention. What a tournament this lady in your picture. As I head up to this point, Busitu and Dimeni of TUT ladies in her 2 appearances in 161 minutes. She's really been amongst the most impressive from a South African point of view. Michelle Sampson here, who plays for Richmond United ladies with 1 goal in 55 minutes of play so far. Big challenge. Second time there was a similar sort of play with those 2 ladies involved. Both of them have now come up injured here. The good sign is Imeni making her way up the field on her feet, although she is moving gingerly for the time being. Not looking also good for Sampson, however. Trying to walk it off, but struggling to just make the little distance off the field. May need a stretcher. And for her, the problem is the knee here. Not only has she impressed coming off the bench in her previous matches, but she's had a good start to this game. A couple of touches that have certainly brought things to life. And, well, the good sign is her running it off and not needing to leave the field. This crowd is incredible. They are applauding Sampson as she continues to try and walk off the injury. In the meantime, Coleman dropping deep. Won't receive the ball here. The South Africans are very quick to pick it up. That's also again looking to find the two ladies out to the far side. What with Niveni now back on the field. Melissa Mateus of Pura Magic in your picture has conceded 3 goals coming into this semi-final, averaging a goal a match conceded. So far, the lady in your picture. With the various teams staying out in Summerstrand at various hotels. Namibia staying at the same hotel as most of our crew here, including the Comoros. And I can tell you, whenever we run into the Namibian ladies either at breakfast or in the lift, they're a lively bunch. You won't miss their presence. They are full of jokes, full of life, and enjoyed watching South Africa against Brazil. The first match with South Africa against Brazil played out at the Orlando Stadium in their company. They kept us entertained then. Now, ball played in here. Won't be kept alive here on this near side by Shamasa. Many. Good ball here, looking for Sampson. Played slightly behind her. Had it been in front of her, she could have gotten in behind that defense. Good skill. As she looks to open up that defense, but numbers back. Stand Namibia in good stead. That's 3 occasions now she's had moments that have excited the crowd, Sampson. Little shimmy here. Gone is the defender. There's Sampson again, drops the shoulder this time, runs into trouble, however. Picking up the pieces in the middle of the park here for the Namibians is Van Beek. Coleman. Good work defensively here. Superb work. Makama. Keeping an eye on the prize and not allowing the fancy footwork to get the better of her. Waited until the moment, then stayed goal side, frustrating Coleman. Makama. Plays for UWC ladies, a 3rd appearance. Having played 180 minutes up to this point. Such has been the rotation from Sipue Zuzu with the South African squad that of the starting 11, only 3 are enjoying their 4th matches or 4th appearances of this tournament. Sampson now under pressure, goes backwards, protects the ball. Interesting battle between Sampson and Gochipati, operating in the left back position for the Namibians. Continues with the last touch coming off of Sampson. Coleman looking for the byline, playing it in towards the near post, and the best moment in attack for the Namibians. They've got themselves the throw in, or rather corner, I should say. Last touch coming off Vetboy. Swing into the near post and the touch off of Van Veek. Maybe a little heavy, but interesting from a Namibian point of view. Last touch off the defender. That they may be a threat from the dead ball situation, especially with Coleman standing over it. Corners, free kicks are a possible source of joy. One would think for the Namibians if they aren't to get it in open play. Van Veek with a touch onto Coleman. That's about to turn against that boy, still pushing on. Here's Coleman, battle on then, and she's lost out in the end to the Vasco da Gama ladies player. Thailand, head up, few in the box here, into that near post. Not outwards at the first time of asking. Early ball played in this time. Won't give a chance really to the remaining to get onto the end of it. Putty Patty put the ball down the line. Van Dijk giving chase then. Battling in the end against Makama. Van Dijk. And then you got the toe poke in there to unsettle the intentions then by the Namibians, but still they keep it moving. Here is Gilbert, who has been deemed fit to start this match. Initially, she was on the bench, passed the late fitness test to be allowed into the starting 11. It was a late change to the 11 from the Namibians. So keep in mind, South Africa, top Group B, with a couple of wins and a draw ahead of Mozambique, Angola, and Mauritius, or Group A, that is. And Group B with Zambia qualified first. Namibia qualifying as the best runners-up on 6 points, the only of the runners-up in the tournament to amass 6 points. Beating Lesotho and Eswatini to the punch of Group C. So Tanzania up against Botswana and Malawi, as well as the Comoros. Tanzania winning it in that order, that particular group. Zambia doing away with Tanzania in a repeat of last year's semi-final. That was earlier on today. It did so impressively. The Zambians again. Barbara Panda has continued in the scoring way, scoring in the semi-final now on 9 goals. Zambia have continued to show why they did so well out at the WAFCON and why they are seen by many as favorites in this tournament with the way they've gone about business, having been the only team to win all 3 of their group stage matches, the only teams to have a 100% win record coming into the semi-finals. Well, there are more youngsters arriving at that last stand to the left of your picture we saw just a moment ago. Last stand behind the goal defended by the Namibians. Kailani Ramwaka back to Makakola, who's enjoying a spot back in the lineup here. As the South Africans, Mr. Gold with it's also her pass intercepted, but Kailani there to pick up the pieces. Dimeni, good movement out to that right flank. It's been profitable for South Africa thus far. Nice touch. Good show of strength as well from Shamase. Still going, but stubborn is Gochipati, who is forced to throw in and won it the Namibian way. Shamase, as well as Samson, seem to have swapped sides with Shamase now popping up on that right side and being the one to bring the trouble the way of Thailand. Samson now shifted over to this near side, the left side of the South African attack for the time being. Both started on opposite sides. If you are just joining us, that boy in the head of Van Beek. Open play. The Namibians really haven't been a threat going into the South African final third as yet. As the Manny with a movement of the ball, that's always impressive. Now, shot from an angle comfortable for Melissa Mateus. Namibia runners up at this tournament back in 06. It was the only time outside of this occasion. They made it out of the group stages. Didn't get beyond the group stage last year. And had three other occasions where they didn't get beyond the group stages in 2017, 18, and 19. Red boy now with a bit of space, looking for Sampson, who's back on the right side of the South African attack. Will be pressure applied on the South African defense as they look to play it out from the back. Akama now finding Sampson back to the right back. Looks further afield as South Africa get themselves a throw in. Last touch for Neres. Neres amongst those that play for True Magic in the starting 11. In fact, it's the most represented club in this starting 11 from Namibia. With no less than 5 in there that play for True Magic. Van Beek going with safety. Let's go. Movement is positive here. Samson Pyline forces the corner. All starts off of the good work from Andimeni. And those two combining well once again to be the thorn on the side of the Namibians. Tell you who they're giving a torrid time Out on that right flank is Kochipati. Who's have to deal with the skill of Dominic Sampson. As the ball is played into the near posts. Keeper didn't look all too comfortable at the first time of asking, but gathers nonetheless. Was early in search of the ladies in white out in the attacking areas. Great work is staying on her feet then and keeping it moving for Liet. There she is pushing forward again. It's also taking no chances. Thanks for TUT ladies as the South African captain. Sampson. This time Van Beek is a victim. Red boy playing it safe and keeping it moving. Is Ndimeni. Well, with 24 minutes gone by in this match, one thing Namibia may take comfort in is the fact that this lady here hasn't had too much to do in dealing with shots coming in. But yes, there have been moments for South Africa of menace here and there, yes, but there haven't been too many clear-cut chances for the South Africans to enjoy. Kept things nice and tight and have stayed stubborn in defense. For South Africa having the bulk of the ball. They did have a great run, of course, before the matches. So, not much choice in open play. The set piece won't cause problems. To believe she may very well have been going for goal on that occasion. Well, have been going for goal on that occasion. That's strike. That's under Villagazi. The poor wow. The poor wow. So when you take aside the losses to Brazil for South Africa, so when you take aside the losses, a 7-match winning run, having lost to the Netherlands, as Dr. Tini Jordan, the SAFA president, watches on, very much at home in Port Elizabeth, of course. There's Dr. Jordan. We'll be happy with the women's game, which has gotten a lot of attention from a South African point of view. Worth noting the last African side to get the beating of South Africa was the Zambians back in February in a friendly. They beat South Africa 3-0 out in the soccer. Panda scoring a couple of goals along with Chitindu. That's ahead of the AFCON qualification match against Algeria. South Africa won by 2-0. Now, touch from Coleman, goes to ground and wins a set piece. And this is where Namibia will be a threat. Coleman can hit the ball well. If you haven't watched her play, and in these sort of areas, she can come up with something special. A couple of dead ball specialists in this tournament. Banda one, Coleman will pick up her hand as maybe another. Is this the moment to Namibia? They've got just the player standing over the ball here. A 4-player wall set up for the South Africans. Coleman looking to give Namibia the lead. Doesn't hit it well at all. Underwhelming that moment in the end. Especially with the way it was set up as a commentator. So, Van Beek now will most likely look for the attacking movement of the likes of Coleman up ahead. Directed towards Coleman. That boy the first to get to it. Yet. No, she's done well. Exceptionally well. Showing skill. Now the ball in. Way too close to Makakola. Snatches it up. As the UJ player enjoying a second appearance of the tournament. Important defensive play then by Ngadi. Salma Ngadi. Now, Imeni gets to the byline here. Not much to aim for inside the box. Outside of Tailani and plenty of players in right there. Good work. Like we're able to win it back then. Coleman looking to get it in behind that defense. It looks a good ball, well angled, but in the end, way too close to my goal line, favoring her every step of the way. Nice touch, lovely touch from Samson. Where South Africa look for Troy from that far side and will settle for corner, or a corner, I should say. Yet another corner for the South Africans here. Here has some good work in defense. There's also again looking to try and get it in behind the defense, but got it quite wrong in the end. Quick to offer apologies. Coleman. Van Beek. We need to bring it back to Zamoaka for South Africa. This Samson. Kailani. Dimeni having to have all the wits about it then and keeping it moving from a South African point of view. This will work out for little. This near side for South Africa knows the answer. Good determination shown then from the Namibians who give away a throw in when they could have done a much better job of getting the ball upfield. Rwanda strong in the middle of the park. Tell you what, the Zambian ladies will be watching this along with the technical team on with Imagine, looking for weaknesses here and there in both the Namibians and South Africans to exploit in the final on Sunday. Difficulty with South Africa if they are to put their place against Zambia is that they can't be entirely sure who will play. Ball in. Kailani this with the header. Angled goalwards and well picked up by Melissa Mateus. Not only have South Africa used just about different personnel for every match, but also used different tactics in the different matches. So difficult to predict as a side here. For coming, looking to ensure everybody gets game time and up the confidence of some of the junior internationals from a South African point of view who are looking to be the future of Banyana Banyana, if you will. Coleman. Well, that's not the very best ball from Coleman. Now, lovely first touch on the move here. There's Limeni supported on this near side by Kamase, whose final delivery leaves a lot to be desired. It's Kamase. Van Beek for the Namibians. Rupert. And too much. Trying to get the better of three. Kamase. Pressure from the Namibians, forcing the errors. From a South African point of view, good boy there to win it back. Kamase. Van Beek. Talan. Bake in looking to get it moving forward, then good strength shown, then and determination from McCarlin winning it back. Dimeni. Fit boy. McCarlin. Interesting ball over the top. He has a chance, but let's let it gone. Lag was up on the far sides. And with the run from deep, getting the applause from a coach then. Lovely bit of vision to spot that run. Just off. I do believe Coleman is down here for the Namibians. Referee had to bring play to a halt with neither one of these two sides seemingly interested in ensuring the captain who plays out in Turkey for Fenerbahce can get some attention. 2 goals in 3, including a missed penalty for Coleman so far in this year's tournament. Certainly made up for it in that match by scoring another that scored again in the very last match. Should be back on the field soon enough. One of 2 in the starting 11 that plays beyond the borders of Africa. The other is Kochipati, operating in that left back position. Plays club football out in Germany. Back on the field is Coleman. There's a group of fans that is providing a lovely little backdrop of sound to this game, especially at the point when South Africa needs a bit of inspiration from the 12th man. That's Van Beek for the Namibians. They'll be happy with the way things are going as we move towards the halftime break. Straightening the South Africans, denying them clear-cut chances. Things will be going according to plan for them. Always the threats from Ndimeni, who's done well here with the lovely touches. Set up the one-on-one for Sampson. Just kind of stuck under her feet for the time being. And in the end, it's a disappointing ending for the South Africans. So, pushing on. Kailani. Lost their footing then at a crucial point at Kailani there. There's an injured party out there. There's the player down. Plays for Tura Magic. Went in for that challenge, was late for that challenge. It need be said on Ndimeni. Mentioned there was a group of supporters that is bringing life to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. There they are. Come out of school in great spirits. Great way to end the week for them. Come out, enjoy the football. Lend a helping hand to a South African side that clearly needs to be well done here to the final against Zambia. That's a group of youngsters just arrived. Top of your picture, there they are, arriving with plenty of energy as they run onto that far grandstand. You can still see it on top of your picture. A whole bunch of youngsters have just arrived. A whole bunch of them outside of your picture, running all around that perimeter out on that far side. There's a whole bunch. There's still more arriving that final third, probably for Namibia, I would expect. That's when South Africa looks strong and menacing. But the likes of the many being at the box, catching it from Tamasi, the most confident. Each game cutting it before the defender. This one into the near post and the took over from the Namibian point in the view. That's the defense. They maybe a fit from the good ball situation, especially with Coleman standing over it. Corners, free kicks, are a possible source of joy. One would think for the Namibians if they also get it in open play. Finding well up to get killed. But many that the upcut, that the upcut. So, not much joy in open play. The set piece. Maybe relevant going for goal on that occasion. Kind of Vilagazi. Strike for well, you look for the attacking movement of the yes. That's done well, exceptionally well. So go now the ball in. Way too close. Makakwa looking for his. They can't be entirely sure who will play. Ball in. Okay. Let's see, run from deep, getting the applause from it. Let's see, that's all. I mean, added on to the first 45. Makali, end of the half. Namibia, all the happy bunch here, playing in front of a well-stacked Isaac Wilson Stadium here with South Africa, plenty of stands backing them. It's a frustration. for the South African ladies as things just aren't going to plan just yet. The numbers keep increasing out in the stands, but as far as the numbers that matter in the scoreline, well, we've had no goals as yet. Namibia will be the much happier of these two sides here. That they fit to restrict South Africa, to demand them clear-cut goals scoring opportunities. So, and well, there's a word break. It's South Africa, no. Namibia, no. It's behind, and Zambia laying late. attacking changes here. We will confirm the view in the next view. This is the other blow. That will come on to the Namibians. And tell you that from a South African point of view, get myself done. As I've been allowed on, the Cape Town Roses there with speak over the two appearances and just 85 minutes of play in the tournament. That says a lot about her contribution to the South African cause to help them get to this point. So we'll look at interesting out to the attacking area with Samson as well as Kimeni. Outside of Blow, the Namibian, that's the equivalent for you, Samson, and that will make way. And that's from a Namibian point of view, we come, well, let's come into the bit of creativity in the middle of the park, with Rugindo making way. No, that's not here. Look at the Villarati, you see ladies, that take down and it's a need of an attention. The players, they are back in their position. They are back attacking South Africa's scores. Providing a nice backdrop. There's a group of youngsters here. Good numbers. Good support here. And they consider the scores by the tournament organizers the final at the stadium. So far, we've got the best numbers. This year, we look back at the evening line. They come to a Houghton with the involved coming together with the Milagati being the South African that there came down here to a point of concern, but I think that all will be okay. It will be able to continue. In the meantime, game once again at the Isaac Local Stadium, they enjoy the fact that they've got international football to watch going into the weekend. They hope particularly those who, as well as the South African side, will book a place in the final for Sunday to face Zambia. Although, John Dickie, that's why I head right now. Those who know about what's happening out on that field. 10 to 19. All South Africa to the distance. So the camp pickup for Kakola. FM. Coast to West. Coleman. Tell you what, the group of youngsters that's singing in the match. Thailand. Lovely work. In the end, she was going for goal herself then. Was Natando Vilagasi. Thailand wins the set piece. Straight into an offside position. Did Manengela, third appearance of the tournament, having played 152 minutes already, the UWC ladies player. Panglashing for time wasting. That's going to Melissa Mateus, who pretended to be taking the set piece then at the last minute. Asked the teammate to do it for on her behalf. The ball looking many chest. In the first semi-final, Banda of course scoring it. Here's Blow, drops the shoulder, gets in with a chance to find a teammate here. Gwapa, back in, could be a chance. Oh, that's important defending. Once again, it's Makama with an important defensive play. They lining out. Two options going forward. Guam picks up for the Namibians. Now, Thailand down and injured. Crowd has found their voice. Once again, this is that special group of youngsters I was speaking of earlier. They took a bit of a break, but they're back at it again here. We're 20 minutes to go. We're reaching the stage of the game, of course, where whoever scores might very well go on to win it. And they are willing, the South African side, led by Sigwe Lulu, to push on and be the side to score that all-important first year in the semi-final. At a time when Namibia are growing in confidence, they are needed out in the stands from a South African point of view. Yes, blowing past the opponents, finding Gwapa, who again played a decent ball in there. It's Makama again with the important defensive play. And Fida Makama has really done herself proud here. Now Makhale makes way. On in her place. Liza Magwena. And Kylie van Beek will make way here for Nicole Telenda. Coleman. Dimeni. No problems for Mateus. With a challenge. Low. Coleman. Look, a hard thud into the floor then, but she'll carry on here. Coleman. Or Low, I should say. Didn't appreciate that at all from Bitboy. Even that dip step. Luena. Sam playing with her back to goal. Bitboy looking for the movement on this near side of Kailani, but disappointing goal. Time a factor. Straight penalties it will be there to the end of 90. Have to start considering that now. Found the going tough in the last encounter. Did the South Africans against Mozambique in a game they drew. Finding the going tough here against Namibia in the game currently drawing. Just over 15 remaining. Yes, takes no chances, especially at this late stage of the game. Into a magic defender. Continuing to lead from the back, if you will. Only time we will have penalties in this tournament is or rather, the only time we'll have extra time in this tournament is in the final. And I fit my own verbal typo on that occasion, considering semi-finals and the final without penalties. Play until the goal is scored. Yeah. I say in jest. Now, under 15 remaining. Wondering if a few of the players out there are beginning to consider penalties. I said I'm wondering whether Paulo's Chipanga or Mendy Dudu, Pure Dudu that is, will be beginning to consider penalties now as we approach the final 10. After two coaches, I'm sure Chipanga that will take penalties hands down. Sadudu, must be hoping for a little bit of magic here that may come still from the Namibians. Strong play with a ball played in, overcooked. Strong play from Gonda. Right on here, Dimeni. South African fans stay excited as Dimeni. Stop dead in the tracks. No problem there for the Namibians. Low, beyond one and shrugs off another challenge. Philander, originally in the starting 11 until Whipper was deemed fit. Then the change made in the starting 11, so Philander coming off the bench. Talking to for Sayanda. Plays for Girls and Goals out in Namibia. Three that play for Girls and Goals in the starting 11. There's a few more, three more out on the bench. Good boy. No foul. In fact, the whistle does go. I'm thinking about taking it early, then the second thought, and in fact, we'll look to push further afield here for Naris to get distance with the ball upfield. Going into the last 10. No, between South Africa and Namibia. Very few clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities created here by both these sides, it need to be said. It's been a defender's game up to this point. Who next scores wins it. Quite possibly. Thailand. It's beyond blow, drops the shoulder, loses another now. Can she complete the pass here? All breaks down on the edge of that area, all too narrow from a South African point of view. That boy looking for width. Thailand, classy player. Dimeni, hit and hope more than anything. Nicely done, beautifully done by Ngwanda. Recovery from Makama. Coleman this. He struggled a bit since coming on with the game here. This is Mugwena, the Cold City Wizards player. A third appearance, having played just over 100 minutes for South Africa in this tournament, 104 to be exact. Showed a bit too much. The Thailand into Higuam. It's also pick up and release. Lovely ball. It's a great chance. Samson composes herself and finds the opener for South Africa. The pass, ability, playing from the back, shining, and Sam it is. Late in the day. What's up with a lovely movement. And the opening goal of the second semi-final. They've had to wait out in the stands for this moment, but when it came with quality from South Africa. It's also with a lovely assist. Time and again, we mentioned playing from the back. That's what he has as a South African captain. My, oh my, what a pass. As she played it through, there was an air out in the stands. Oh, it's played with care. lands and waits for Sam to round the keeper and give the South Africans the moment they've been waiting for after in the stands. Goal number 4 for a young lady yet to play 90, a full 90 in this tournament. Sam came into this match having scored 3 and 2. She scored 3 in just 85 minutes in those 2 appearances. Comes in off the bench and scores her 4th. Now very much leading the chasing pack behind the Zambian with 9. In fact, she's very much a part of a group that is giving chase. Namibia could still, from this dead ball, cause some serious problems. Israel is watching the stage is very much about Simply Jojo on their side here. Support and nothing more. During the halftime break, she was out doing interviews. She was part of the halftime chat and made it clear this is Ludu's moment, Ludu's team. That's, tell you what, a couple of ladies out of that field from a Namibian point of view that have the ability to throw a spanner in the works here. One of them is Coleman, wearing the number 8 jersey. The other is the Hikwam, wearing the number 10. Coleman walking away from the set piece. Hikwam's coming off the bench in a game where the only goal so far has come in off the bench. This to be Namibia's moment over the wall. Makakula with a good foot movement and great handling as she holds on to it at the first time of asking. Well, once the goal was scored, space was already lively, came to life in the Isaac Wilson Stadium. Yellow for Coleman. Maybe a bit of frustration for the Namibian captain. How they need her experience and know-how in the attacking areas now. Right away, that goal scored by Sam sees her being the 3rd top goal scorer so far in this tournament. Can't forget Ontameti from Botswana, who's on 5 goals, Sam on 4, with Barbara Branda on 9. Thailand. And then get all over the top here. This is the problems. Limeni, her presence problems, but she has a problem. Hoping it's not the Achilles tendon. Maybe a push on here. They time on the side and they are hoping to find a goal in the time that remains. So here's Coleman. Wanda, back to Coleman. Good play this from the Namibians. Superb play once again. from the South Africans, then Ramwaka with the World Time Challenge. Thanks for TUT ladies and Zamwaka. It's a focus of the tournament. Has been amongst the most used out there from the Pure Lulu and the technical team in an effort to keep that understanding between us and it's also, of course, in the heart of defense. While still looking to give others a chance. Those two have seen plenty of game time. Changes. She's run her socks off once again. So she'll make way. Another good showing from Gogezo Kailani. She will make way. So, Erin Hurst. South Africa looking to protect the lead. As well as Chikumbu. Chikumbu. Hang on, it's just minutes remaining on the clock here. Now the defender who plays for my Indies has again adding to the defensive output out there. Plays for JVWFC. Her third appearance of the tournaments. So the numbers have always been impressive. Kwazakele at the Isaac Wilson Stadium. So much so, the final has been moved. And that was the main grandstand. The stand behind the goal by Namibia. And again, they have come out and an atmosphere to work with, giving the girls a crowd to play in front of. And it's been much appreciated. And not only the tournament organizers, but all involved, the players, staff, including us, the TV crew. Much better when you play in such crowds that are so involved as well in the games here, where at times they'll applaud the defensive play from the various players, and we've seen different nations out in the stands here as well at the Isaac Wilson Stadium, Tanzania, Zambia, and I'm sure there'll be a good contingent of Zambians coming through for the final to play, as it stands, South Africa. What a game that promises to be. Still, many may still have the Zambians as possible favorites. It's just the way they've gone about business and the fact that they do have that Barbara Banda factor. We remember back in February, Zambia did have the beating of South Africa in a friendly. So, a score to settle there. Namibia defensively really took the fight. Offensively didn't offer enough. So, time to hope for the Namibians. Coleman, someone can make it happen. With the telling pass or shots, it's her. Commentator's first kicks in. She misses the ball altogether. Ikwam. Filling the early ball in. Ikwam. It's filling the again with no time, sending it into those attacking areas. This young lady's had a good game. Nakama really had a good game here under some circumstances at times, but He has come through with that no-nonsense type defending that has stood South Africa in very good stead when the going has looked a bit tough, and the Namibians have had a bit of a military look about them. The pacing skill on the far side to come here. 50 seconds remaining for the Namibians. Best second place finishers looking to go all the way to the final. Finally going extremely tough. A strong play once again from Uganda. Now, looking for the one target in there, and that's Coleman, but the plus never really gave him much of a chance. Seconds ticking in favor of South Africa against Zambia. They can't wait for the final whistle now. A lot of them on their feet. There you have it. Zambia know who they'll face in the final. It's the host South Africa, with Sam coming in off the bench to score once again what is a fourth goal of this tournament for this young, very young South African side. They proudly marched on through to the final after a rather tough test against the Americans. He's happy with his side. Some of the young ladies are emotional at having lost in the final, and that's good for South Africa. Coach Ludwig and the technical team know how to get down and enjoy the moment. There's good sign from Coach Paulo Sanga. Oh, what these ladies have been able to willing to let them, of course, get down on themselves having lost in the semi-final. He can reach out to as many of his players as he can here. Coach Dodo with a proud moment and a proud smile here as he looks at this young side that's once again entertained the crowd, that goes out to thank the talkman that's played their part here today at the Isaac Wilson Stadium. Watakele Township has really beautifully gotten behind, especially when things were tough today, and steered them in the right direction, rolled them into that place against Zambia. And what a final it promises to be. It was tough against Mozambique in rounding up the group stages. It's been tough here against Namibia. It'll be even tougher against the Zambians in the final. But it's South Africa that march on through here in the semi-final, getting the Namibia with a 1-0 scoreline. Well, tough game. Extremely tough game here. In the first half, Samson had a few good moments where she brought the child to life. Ailani out on that far side with the delivery. Nervousness in the defense, but in the end, ended well for Namibia. Yes, in line, I do believe, remaining in from point blank range. Have a look at it again here. As many get the touch, yes, straight into the arms of Mateus. In second half, so few were the chances in the first half. All this played in here, and this was late in the first half, second half, and signs of worry for Nash. Was at a great game, and up to that point, they've been so stubborn defensively. They be getting it tired here and there, and beginning to open up. Low here for Namibia. Did well. Got to the byline. Look for the teammates. 12 getting played across here menacingly. Nakamo had a good game with clearance for the South Africans. Then, from the captain. Back plays it over the top. Best ball today. Composure from Sam. The opening and closing goal Oh, but this encounter, they had to wait for it, and when it came a class. Beautifully weighted ball. There's that sends them down to the keeper and telling how to steer it home here, despite the intentions of Kochipati on that goal line. Sam still wasn't to be denied, and what a moment for South Africa, stealing the place against the Zambians. And let's have a look at the numbers. South Africa just edging up Namibia. They were so stubborn, the Namibians. They're still not creating all too much. Whilst Namibia had the one chance at goal here, they would have wished for more going forward, Namibia, while South Africa had to be patient in finding the all-important goal and securing their place against Zambia in what promises to be quite a final.
Thank you so much, Simangile. Figile, what a performance. This was a big, big game, and defensively, you were working all the time. Let's talk about your performance namhlanje.
Ngiqale ngibulele umdalo ngoba lapha bengikululanga. Performance namhlanje ibinhle kakhulu. Nginikeze konke enginakho ebaleni. Udala sebenzela lento, udala sifuna uba lapha. Silile. That's all I can say for now.
Figile, I saw when the stadium announcer said you are the player of the match, you just became emotional. Take us through my emotions, Wako, why this means so much to you today.
Njengoba senje kudala nilindele le moment. Nginikeze konke enginakho semandleni. Ezanyembezi benizibona phaa bizovuyo zonke ngoba benginganamali nikeze konke enginakho.
And what does it mean to be playing in front of a home crowd? They were here to support me.
Mandibele ki-fans ngokuba lapha. Hey, ngiphelelwe ngamazwi. Mara ke ngicela ngibulele amabala se-PE ngoba besapota. Ukubona ebaleni bekunzima ngokuba njengoba bekhona bona basiliftile sadlala andamandithini like
No, ngiyabonga. You can go join your team. Congratulations. Figile Makama, she is out for words, but what a performance she put up today. Coach, let's talk about your team and the performance they put up today. A much better second half from your side.
You know what? We wanted to contain them the first half, and it out. Second half, we went to them because that was the game plan. But we knew, you know, whoever scores first will win this game. It was either that or penalties. We went toe to toe with them. I'm super proud. I'm very, very much proud of my people. You know, this team, I can go very far. You know, being toe to toe with the powerhouse of Africa. No, I'm very much proud. So it's a blessing. I wish South Africa very well. You could see that, you know, their game plan worked, their substitutes, you know, they have enough depth on the bench, you know. But yeah, it's football. It's football. Congrats to them.
Coach, you said that even just making it to the semi-final was just big. Going to the final would have just been a bonus for you. What does it mean just for your team as a collective, knowing very well Namibian football has gone through, especially women's football, and then to see putting up such a great performance like this in this tournament, making it all the way to the semi-final?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm very much proud. You know, I'll go tell my girls, you know, the fight they put on today, you know, being a month with them, you know, we didn't even have that opportunity to pick probably the whole Namibia because there was no time frame, there's no football. But they showed today. You couldn't even see the difference. When the knockout blow came, they got that goal that they needed. You know, like I said, they had the depth. I can only be proud of them. Hey, if hopefully things will change, we'll come back stronger. But with this team, I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't really ask for more as a coach. I'm thankful.
What do you take away from this tournament before I let you go? A positive.
The positive, you know, I think when you have active football, it will help a lot. You know, you have a variety of picking players. You've learned that, you know, in these tough times, you know, these people that are coming even from the or the team that you are playing with has that ability to knock you out any minute. concentration needs to be 100%. I'm just thankful for this opportunity, you know, my girls being here and going all the way. So thank you, COSAFA, and everybody who's involved.
Thank you so much, Coach. We will see you next year, Coach.
Thank you very
All the
much.
best. Coach follows Chibanga of Namibia. Very, very happy with his team's performance in this year's tournament. Coach, now I'm joined by Coach Simphiwe. Coach, Namibia pushed you. It almost became a shootout. They tried their best to contain the second half, but your team remained resilient.
I don't know about them having a much better second half. I think in the first half probably they had better chances because we still stayed with four at the back and we were a bit defensive because we want to start with so much confidence to be defensively organized because Coleman was getting the ball a lot more time to find the spaces behind us. And in the second half we realized let's change it up a bit. Let's go three at the back. Excuse me, the shouting is gone. But we changed it up and we said, let's go three at the back so that we have more options going forward. And I think the two strikers we brought on, hence we were able to get that goal. We were patient, needed to be patient. Look, in our TikTok this morning, I said to them, it's not going to be a beautiful game. It's going to be a scrappy game. It's going to be one that makes less mistakes in their own half will come out victorious. And we kept on pushing them to make those mistakes. And I think the girls tactically, they stuck to the plan. I think we could have scored in the first half with Michelle Sampson, but as she's young, she'll learn, and that's why we bring them here so that we give them the opportunity to play. And I think the moment we realize that they want to string passes wide and come back inside and then go for that shot with the 17 moving from midfield up top, we needed to change things around as well and make sure that we close the tap with Coleman and close also in the midfield so that she doesn't get the ball on her feet. If it's in space, we are able to cover those areas.
Well, you certainly did do a good job with frustrating Namibia and also just forcing them to make those individual errors as well.
Absolutely. Sometimes in a game when a group tactic doesn't work, you go for individuals. And I think individual brilliance is what we needed as well. I think Lucy got on the ball a lot, but we were not coming close enough, quick enough to her. But my favorite line, I had 2 days to prepare this team to this. And match day 4, we come out victorious. Right now it's 3 wins, 1 draw, and we up to the next one. And I think one thing that will make me sleep at night is that the COSAFA Cup is staying in the COSAFA region. You know, Tanzania, they're not going to be able to defend it. New champions will be crowned as of Sunday. So I'm excited about that.
Coach, I have to also just say, because now you know who you are meeting in the final, and this team only conceded for the first time against Tanzania. So that already speaks about a very, very strong defensive team, Coach. You've got a young side, yes, but they've already showed so much character. What do you make of the team going into the final against them?
I've reached the goal. I'm going to match 5. And we've decided which color. If it's either gold or silver, you know. So for me, I think the girls have outdone themselves. They've pushed themselves to the last minute. We saw injuries came on, and I said to the medical team, stay off the field. Let's fight. We need to fight. Yeah, we'll be playing against a bronze medalist in the WAFCON. They're a very organized team, very confident, and it's for us to learn and be better. So bring it on.
All the best for the final, Simply.
Thank you.
Simply of Banyana Banyana. She knows exactly what she is up against going into the final. But this is how now things ended today in the semi-finals. It was Zambia who beat the defending champions Tanzania and are conceding for the first time in this tournament. And then you have South Africa